Welcome back to the Music Theory series all about piano lessons for beginners. In today's lesson, we're going to be taking a deep dive into intervals, triads, and how we can construct 4 different types of triads using the knowledge learned from today's lesson. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment. I always respond and I love hearing you guys talk in the comments. I'll see you guys in the lesson. Our last lesson focused extensively on half steps and whole steps. A half step is the smallest distance from one key to the next, and a whole step is 2 of those half steps put together. In this lesson, we're going to be talking about intervals, or a combination of different half steps put together. The first 2 intervals we're going to learn are major intervals. So 1 whole step, or 2 key distance, is called major second. And 2 whole steps, or 3 keys difference, 1, 2, 3, is a major third. The next 2 intervals are called perfection intervals, or perfect fourth and perfect fifth. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, a perfect fourth, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a perfect fifth. The next 2 intervals are really easy as well. They're both major intervals. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, major sixth, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, major seventh. And then we have a perfection interval again, a perfect eighth, also known as an octave because it has 8 keys in between. Just a quick review of all of the distances. So we have major second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, major seventh, octave, or a perfect eighth. Now that we discovered our major intervals and our perfection intervals, we're going to talk about our minor intervals and our tritone. Okay, so the first 2 are going to be minor intervals. So this is the half step right here. Since I went up 1 step, it's still a second. So we have C to C sharp, and that's a minor second. Now, if we go up 3 keys, 1, 2, 3, and a half step down, this is a minor third. The next interval is that tritone, and it's in between the perfection intervals. So we have our perfect fourth and perfect fifth, and if I go in between these 2 notes, I get a tritone. The tritone can also be classified as an augmented fourth or a diminished fifth, and if you already knew that, put a thumbs up in the comments so I know how smart you are. The next 2 are also going to be minor intervals, and they are the minor sixth. So here's a major sixth, here's a minor sixth, a half step down. Here's our major seventh and our minor seventh. To quickly recap that, I'm going to go through all of them consecutively. Minor second, major second, minor third, major third, perfect fourth, tritone, perfect fifth, minor sixth, major sixth, minor seventh, major seventh, octave. There are 2 intervals I'd like to highlight further in their construction of half steps. So for example, the major third, or a skip, is 4 half steps. So remember that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's create another major third. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's create one more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's start creating minor thirds, or 3 half steps. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's put a major third and a minor third together and create our first ever triad, or 3-note chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Major third plus a minor third. 1, 2, 3. A major third plus a minor third is called a major chord. Now let's create another one. Let's create an F major chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, major third. 1, 2, 3, minor third. And together they create F major chord. Let's create one more. We have G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Let's hit the Uno reverse card and do a 3+4 combination, or a minor third plus a major third. So we have 1, 2, 3. Then we have minor third. 1, 2, 3, 4. Major third. And together we have a C minor chord. Since I started on C. Okay, let's try an F minor chord, a 3+4 relationship. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. How about this? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that would be a G minor chord. So the formula to write down for minor is a 3+4 relationship, or a minor third plus a major third. Now, let's look at some of those cool chords that hardly anybody plays when they're a beginner. Sorry. But it's cool to know so that you can impress all your friends with all these weird chords like this. You know what I mean? You want to impress your friends with all these cool chords. So let's talk about them because they're relevant to our lesson. You know how we did that whole inverse thing with 3 and 4 and then 4 and 3? Well, let's keep it simple with 3 and 3 and then 4 and 4. So the first one is 3 and 3, okay? So minor third plus minor third. And this gets you a diminished chord. So we have this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. C diminished. Okay, how about F? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. How about G? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so diminished is minor third plus minor third. Let's move on to augmented, which is a major third plus a major third, or a 4+4 ratio. So we have this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And those are all of the different formulas for all the chords you need to know for triad creation. The last topic I'd like to talk about is chord spelling. Take, for example, C minor. We have some sort of C, some sort of black note, and some sort of G. Okay, well, what is that black note? Is that D sharp or E flat? It's actually E flat, and there's a reason for that. When we're creating chords, we start with one letter, and we have to skip to the next letter and skip to the next letter. So let's say I start on C. It doesn't matter what kind of chord I create, major, minor, augmented, or diminished. It's going to be either E flat, E natural, or E sharp. It has to be some sort of E because E is a skip away from C. How about this? Let's say this is F augmented, or a major third plus a major third. Well, is this F, A, and is that C sharp or D flat? Well, you have to ask yourself, I need some sort of an F, an A, and a C. And what is that? C is going up to a half step, so we classify that as F, A, C sharp. In recap, we took half steps and whole steps to another level, understood the different types of intervals that we can create between notes, how the major third and the minor third are the most important in order to construct triads, and triads can have different combinations of major thirds and minor thirds to create different types of qualities, such as major, minor, augmented, and diminished. In the next lesson, I'm super excited to take all of your knowledge about the general keyboard geography and construction of intervals and all that, and put them on paper, or understanding the fundamentals of music notation. So stick around for that lesson next week. Thanks so much again for watching today's lesson. If you missed any one of the videos in the series, please check out the link in the description below, and I will see you guys next week.